All right. So we've seen Aang, the Last Airbender. Can we talk about how this idea came about to view this time in the gang's lives?
Sure, I'll kick it off. Yeah, I mean, when Brian and I came back to start Avatar Studios, start some new projects, the first one on the slate to tackle was doing a feature. The studio was really interested in a big budget feature thing. We, always wanted to elevate the visuals and the storytelling for this world, and thought focusing on the original team, but grown up a little bit older would be like the right time period to focus on.
I gotta say, it's so gorgeous. It, it's absolutely just beautiful to look at. I was trying to do other work at the same time, and I thought, I can't do this. I have
You
to
gotta
watch
focus
this
on it.
movie.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is so beautiful, a huge step up. Um, I mean, it seems like that you've both been working hard on this with Avatar Studios. Can we expect more adventures between featuring Aang and Team Avatar?
I guess
Right.
only the future would tell, right?
I mean, in the feature film space, remains to be seen.
Yeah.
We'll see how this one does and see if they let us do another one. We are definitely doing more stories in the Avatar world, but the nice thing about the Avatar universe is there's thousands of years,
Yeah.
and there are so many avatars to focus on, and different time periods and stuff. So at the moment, we're exploring other time periods. Aang and the gang got their big they got their big
Ah,
shine for the moment, but yeah, we definitely have stuff in pretty far along in development with them. Whether or not we get to make it remains to be seen. You got to watch this movie first.
I did watch
So-
this movie. I had a great time. So no baby Tenzin for now.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see, sir. You said feature films. Will you be developing more feature films?
I mean, when we came back to do Avatar Studios, yeah, this was the first one. We
Mhm.
do have some other ideas for other feature films, but as the film business is very,
It's not the
interesting
easiest
these days.
business.
So sometimes you gotta just wait, see how the first one does, and then take it from there.
All right. So, I mean, is there a chance in the future we could see a theatrical run?
I mean, the good thing is it's in theaters starting tomorrow on Friday.
Yes.
A week in 2 theaters.
Burbank.
In Burbank and
Manhattan.
New York, and they keep adding times because people really want to see this movie on the big screen. So hopefully some people will at least get to see it in that format.
I got to tell you, I tried to get Burbank tickets and it was hard.
Yeah.
So it really shows me that there is a hunger for this.
Yeah, I think the website crashed at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
on that morning.
I thought I was going to be smooth and get in 5 minutes ahead of time, and I was wrong, friends. Do you think there's any chance we'll see animated adaptations of the graphic novels, such as The Promise?
We don't have any plans for that right now. But we do have, Seven Havens we've been working on for years, and as this movie's been in production. So that's like the first new big series we've done. That's a sequel to Legend of Korra. So that'll be out soon. And like Brian said, we've got a few other ideas in the works, but we're always doing more publishing things and expanding stories and novels and video games and comics and everything.
Oh, yeah. I've checked out the video game.
Yeah. I mean, there's the nice thing about being able to do different media is like some of these stories work best in a certain format, and
Mhm.
it's kind of like the size of the story, and so while we love those graphic novels, like not all of those stories translate to,
I see.
and vice versa. So who knows, in the future we might borrow some ideas from there or kind of like recontextualize them or something. But even just doing, Lauren's film,
Yeah.
us figuring out what size story fit in 85 minutes, like that was a learning experience for us. And one of the most difficult parts of the process was we're very used to telling these long stories over, multiple seasons, and we didn't have that luxury. So I don't know, like fitting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It's in a series, you get all this time to, explore all these different storylines and really like let things play out. We had like thoughts of, this telling of this backstory of these ancient airbenders much more elaborately. And as we kind of went through the movie, things had to kind of condense so we could actually fit it in and make it clean, make it clear. And so things got a lot more simplified than I think they usually are in the Avatar universe. But it was a learning experience for us all, moving from a series format to a feature format.
Absolutely. I mean, it looks different. It feels different, but very familiar at the same time. I do want to touch on something. You did bring up Seven Havens. I got to get a look at the trailer. That also looks like the gorgeous stepped up animation that we are seeing from Avatar Aang. Is that the look that Avatar Studios is going to more or less stick with?
I mean, they're very. While the aesthetic is always like calling back to anime and inspired by anime, each project is meant to have its own look, and for the feature, Lauren can speak to it, but like the level of draftsmanship and artistry on that is like at top tier of 2D animation. And while Seven Havens looks incredible, and it looks different than Aang, it looks different than the Korra series. But we try to have it all feel like it's part of the same universe.
I think the word I would use is elevated.
Yeah, we're always trying to level up our direction, our animation, our style. But I would actually say our goal is not to have a house style. We want each project to have its own kind of visual identity. And Seven Havens, especially the backgrounds, was a real departure for us. It's really a new style. We worked really hard with William Niu.
Your cast is really rambunctious, but
William Niu, he's a great artist we've worked with for a long time. He's the art director on Seven Havens, and he and I and the team worked really hard to develop a really distinct style. It's kind of more for the backgrounds, more influenced by like Japanese woodblock prints. And
I love that.
Kind of like Mobius and. So it's got its own look, and we can't achieve the movie on a TV scale, so.
Of course.
Yeah, and for the feature with Jake Pinion and Aaron Loftus, our production designer and art director, going off of a lot of inspiration that Bryan was really wanting for this film, we really wanted to make it feel elevated but grounded. There was a lot of very like. I guess lighting was very important, making sure that this world felt lived in, but also harken back to the original. We didn't want to take it in such a drastic departure. We wanted to make sure that this felt like that same world. But again, just elevated, exactly what you said. So, but it's exciting to see all the new stuff happening at Avatar Studios and all the creative directions that they're going in.
It is exciting. Lauren, this is a very action-heavy movie. What was the challenge in making that translate to this take on theatrical Avatar?
So there is a lot of action, but in each action sequence, there is actual story elements happening. There's a story being told. We have, not to spoil anything, but we have an entire storm, and within that storm, I think it might seem like, oh, it's just a cool set piece, but there's actually this very clear narrative that's happening in this relationship between Aang and Togha. And so even though like we have this series that is based on martial arts, that is based on bending, and we didn't want to deny anyone that experience because it's such a huge part of what the world is. But we also have a story to tell. And so we try to make those two things, happen simultaneously and add to the stakes and add to the story through the action.
I thought it looked great. Going back to the Seven Havens trailer, seems like Korra looms pretty large over this. Can you talk about that?
A little bit. I mean, the main idea with this show is like to have more of a mystery element to the show of like, so we're jumping forward in time into a world where it's much more fantasy. You're not sure why the world has changed in the way. There was something called a cataclysm that has ravaged the environment, and and the Avatar puppies, the next Avatar after Korra, comes of age and is like trying to unravel not only her past, but like sort of like the past of her predecessor, Avatar Korra. So I don't want to give away too much because the idea is to watch the show and like you get to unravel this mystery with Puffy along the way.
Did I see an antagonistic Korra?
Well, that's part of the mystery.
Wow.
We don't know what happened to Korra and why the world is this way. So.
Yeah, truly. There's so many gaps to fill. What was your favorite? This is for anyone or everyone. What was your favorite visual reference or cue or even gag that you saw in this film?
I've been saying as the film is just, I mean, Lauren and the team and the animation studios just did an absolutely incredible job. There's so much to be proud of. But for me, Momo looks the best he's ever looked. And he's so cute. And it's kind of the way I always imagined him and wanted him to look. And so as much as I love the film and the story and the acting and the music, I'm always just sort of like, oh, there's Momo.
Is that the truest Momo?
Yeah. Momo movie for me. So
my favorite moment in the film, I think, is at the moment we first kind of reveal Taga when he wakes up, and it's I'm a little dead inside now and I don't feel anything anymore, but when we first found that scene, it would give me chills every time, and it was just such like an exciting ending to a very thrilling sequence that led to it. So I think that would be my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great moments in the film. I mean, one thing to call out is the flashback sequence to Avatar Sonam's time and Taga's time was done partly out of a budgetary and need to like simplify the animation and have some periods where we didn't have to do as much intense action animation. So Jake and the team, came up with this, beautiful kind of watercolor pastel style that still moves and flows and stuff, but it's it feels evocative of like an ancient time and is really beautiful section of the film.
We had an amazing artist named Kat Sai, and she was very much like, under Jake's direction, leading the charge on the kind of almost colored pencil or pastel-esque approach. And it was just really unique. And we were like, oh, can we make this happen? And it's beautiful. It really turned out amazing. So I don't know. I hope people like it.
What is something you'd like audiences to look for when watching the movie?
Really just appreciating the 2D aspect of this film, because I think some people just assume it's all CG, and while computers were obviously used in the making of it, all the character work is all hand drawn. And
amazing.
It's still an art form, but it's not as common.
No, I agree. When I was watching it, I thought, like, this is so gorgeous. Yeah. Is this absolutely 2D animated with no CG added?
I mean, it's a hybrid approach.
Yeah.
An old term we used to use is like deep canvas. We wanted these kind of hand painted backgrounds, but you can use 3D to give it dimension and depth and parallax. And the previs, there's like the crazy avalanche scene. There's a lot of previs where you're using a kind of CG Aang, but that's really just a kind of a dummy that gives the 2D animators reference of just camera angle. So then everything's hand drawn.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I got chills watching it, and I really enjoyed returning to this style and this medium. Lauren, Michael, Bryan, thank you so much for joining us today and talking more about Avatar Aang.
Thanks for having us.
Check it out.